And we're back. All right. Welcome back to Zoom Lagoon. My name is Scott Blugrind. I'm glad you're here. We were back, and then I took a little break because I was traveling in Japan. I did a couple shows out there. Actually, I did 3 shows. I did 2 shows at the Tokyo Comedy Bar. Big shout out to everybody at the Tokyo Comedy Bar. It was fantastic. My mother-in-law, my wife's Japanese, so my mother-in-law was in Japan, and she finally got to see me perform at the Tokyo Comedy Bar. It was fantastic. So thank you to everybody out there. And then I went to Osaka, and I performed at the Roar Comedy Club. Shout out to the Roar Comedy Club. There's only 2 clubs in Japan that have English every night of the week, English comedy shows, and those are them, the Roar and the Tokyo Comedy Bar. So if you're ever in Japan, you got to go check it out, support them, and have some fun. And if you're a comedian out there, DM them, let them know you're coming. Maybe you can get a spot out there too. And I was going to tell you guys something. Oh yeah. Welcome to Zoom Lagoon, baby! Zoom, zoom, zoom Lagoon. Zoom, zoom, zoom Lagoon. Zoom, zoom, zoom Lagoon. Zoom, zoom, zoom Lagoon. All right. Let you guys know what's going on. The second Saturday of every month, it's Scott Blugrind and Friends in North Hollywood at the Good Night. The third Friday of every month, it's the Hollywood Improv with Samantha Hale and Horror Nerd. Tuesday, July 29th, I'll be in Hawaii, Waikiki, baby, at the Blue Note with Comedy U. August 16th and 17th, that's a Saturday and Sunday, I'll be at the Midsummer Scream at the Long Beach Convention Center. 2 shows a day. I'm really looking forward to it. And then we're back. By popular demand, we're back at the Ice House Saturday, September 20th for another all-star Scott Blugrind and Friends. Tickets for all available at scottblugrind.com. All right, real quick, I want to give a shout out to, see right there, see right here, see that's me and my wife right there. We're wearing our swag from Fans Idea. So let's give a shout out to Fans Idea, our sponsor. We want to thank our sponsor, Fans Idea. Go online to fansidea.com and save 10% with code ZoomLagoon, all lowercase, no space. Make yourself a custom baseball, football, hockey, soccer, basketball, t-shirts, shorts, hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, everything you want. I even made myself a Letterman jacket. We wear this stuff all the time. That's why we're proud to be sponsored by Fans Idea. All right, that's what's going on. Today's guest is Jose Dynamite. What's up, Jose?
Hey, Scott, how you doing, man? I think I want to go get a Comedy U Fans Idea jersey. Yeah,
highly recommend it, bro.
Yeah,
they started $26.19, and then you could add whatever you want. It's so great.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good. How you doing? Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, man. Hey, just a little background. I've been out to Hawaii to perform 4 times, and I'm coming out for a 5th time. In a couple weeks, I'll be performing with Comedy U and Jose at the Blue Note. Jose produces so many shows in Hawaii. And tell me how you guys started going from being a comedian to being a producer.
Well, I still do both, but I basically started producing shows maybe in 2006. I was the opening act for one of the bigger comics out here at the time, Augie T. And I had asked him if it'd be possible to promote one of his shows. And he gave me a shot to do it, and we ended up selling it out. And so that was my first, basically getting my foot in the water of producing a show. My regular job, I work in radio advertising. So I work with a lot of different promoters, nightclub promoters specifically. So I kind of sort of knew and understood the biz, how that kind of worked. And so just the transition into being able to promote shows was pretty smooth for me. And then eventually I went from being an opening act to producing my own show where I was headlining every week. And yeah, so just been doing that ever since. And then maybe about 2012, 2013, that's when I started Comedy U with Patrick Tyrell. We partnered up and created the business and started doing open mics and really getting more involved in helping to develop the scene and develop the newer talent. And so basically every show that I do, all my weekly shows incorporates an open mic along with a featured show. So that's kind of that's it in a nutshell.
Wow, that's fantastic. And shout out to Patrick Tyrell. What a nice guy. Hey, I got out there the first time for the Aloha Comedy Fest. I got to do both of them. What's the status of the Aloha Comedy Festival?
It's that's I really can't comment on the Aloha Comedy Fest because I don't know what the future is going to hold for that one. Patrick, since the pandemic, we kind of he kept the festival that's kind of under his side, and I kept Comedy U under my side. So we had a little bit of a split at that time. So I've helped him the last Aloha Comedy Festival. I teamed up with him to kind of help co-promote that. But as far as when another Aloha Comedy Festival is happening, I really can't say. I don't know if he has one in the works or what. It's a lot. That
It's a lot.
alone was a lot of work. I lost a lot of sleep going into that, and I'll be honest. Immediately after that, when COVID completely shut the world down, it was a long needed break that I honestly needed because I had been completely burned out. And if that didn't happen, I probably would have burned myself out, just keep producing shows. And I would have burned myself out, but kept going. And I needed that break. And that was kind of nice to be able to, we were able to go to Waikiki Beach when there was only 400 people in all of Waikiki, and that's something that we'll never be able to experience probably ever again unless we get another pandemic, which hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, the first one was in March of 2020, like right, or was it February? It was like right
It's
before the lockdown.
so it actually they were starting to right around that time they were starting to get a lot of cases of not they weren't quite sure if it was COVID. They thought it was. At the festival, I actually got sick on that Saturday, and there were maybe about
That's
like
right.
I know of about like 8 people that immediately got sick right after that.
Ooh.
So the festival, it kind of felt like that was the last big thing to happen here in Honolulu before everything completely shut down. I mean, they had the next big event that was planned after that was there was a huge block party for St. Patrick's Day, and then they cut shut that down and just that's when the world basically stopped.
Yeah, I remember I was hearing about COVID and everything. And then I got to the airport in Hawaii and I bought something with cash and I got kind of like a slimy $5 bill. And I was like, keep the change. I was just, it was my first, like, oh man, things are changing than the mask. But then I came back to Hawaii because you guys were the first ones to open up. There was
Yeah,
nothing in the mainland, but I was thinking, oh, they're doing shows out in Hawaii. I'm coming back.
yeah,
How did
we
that work out?
So what happened for us was we're in a unique position where you can we were kind of really able to isolate ourselves and the entire population just because you have oceans separating
Right.
us. They had a requirement for any was it any establishment, it was like 25% capacity is what it had to be. um, if you were to fly in from the mainland, um, it was a mandatory at first it was like a mandatory 14-day quarantine, and then they changed it to like a 10-day quarantine, and then eventually once I think people started getting vaccinated in around was it 2021, 2022, they really loosened up a lot of the restrictions. So it was very interesting just the times that we sort of lived in. But for for me, producing shows, I consider it really the silver lining for what we did because there were so few venues uh, that were providing entertainment that were open at the time, and uh, there was obviously any you could not bring any big name artists out here, anymore, because with the capacity being as small as it was, and the requirement to, if let's say you had a 5-piece band come out here, each band member would need to quarantine in their own hotel room for 14 days
That's
and
expensive.
play for a 25% capacity. There's just no money to be made in it. So everything was all the local artists and the local bands. And a lot of the local bands, they chose either the entire band or a member of the band would choose, I don't want to play because I don't want to put myself out there because of their own health concerns that they had, if they had like diabetes or something. So fewer bands were playing. Sometimes when like bands would play, one member of the band might get sick, and then it travels through to the rest of the band and sometimes several other bands. And so there were times when we were doing shows at Blue Note where I would see on their calendar, I'd see on a Tuesday that they had a show on that Friday that would just get canceled. And so I would call them up and I'd say, hey, you can't be closed on a weekend. Give me that night. I'll put together a show. The owner would be like, well, do you think you can sell 100 tickets? And I'd be like, I have no idea, but you can't be dark. And all of my shows that I had were showcases. So I was not promoting one single artist to headline. That way, if somebody that was in the lineup got sick, I could easily just pop somebody else in there and give them a spot once they felt better. And a lot of the comics were really good about communicating with me, like, hey, I think I got a cough. Maybe I should stay home. And we always appreciate that, because the last thing we wanted to do was get the entire scene sick, and then we can't, keep getting the opportunities to get on stage, because that's really what it was. Is we were getting opportunities to get on stage. The locals that were out here were very hungry for some sort of entertainment, and we were the entertainment they were providing. And that's why you had, that's one of the reasons why Tumua, he really blew up at that time, because he was one of the first ones to, he sold out like 12 or 13 shows in a row at Blue Note. His TikTok really took off during the pandemic. He was really, that's when he was doing a lot of the skits and the sketches on his YouTube and the TikTok, and just really grew his following. And people, when they're sitting at home, don't have anything to do, and they're just watching social media, they want to see more of that. And that's kind of one of the ways that he really helped put the local comedy back on the map for us with what he did.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I love him. I remember the first Aloha Comedy Fest. We were, I think it's O'Brien's. Is that right?
And O'Brien's. Yeah.
Yeah, and O'Brien's, and it's an open mic, and or just to get to know everybody at the festival mic, right?
Yeah.
And so I did my set. It was fun, and then Tamua got up, and all these like big Samoan guys in the back of the room started going, like a Jabba the Hutt sound I've never heard an audience make. And I'm like, what is happening? And it was like so eye-opening to me about like, being on the road and then different people connecting with different audiences, and then his whole Hawaiian vibe. And it was just amazing. And I'm so happy to see him blow up. And I was so happy to see you at the Ice House opening up for him. And what a great guy. So I'm really happy for all his success.
Oh yeah. No, it's great. I mean, it's surreal to think that, this is somebody that got his start at one of my open mics, and he's selling out arenas. He's filling up every single room that he performs in. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, he even did a pop-up show back at Anna O'Brien's where he started off, and to kick off his current Chihu tour. And, we had 2 completely sold out shows, and I was very blessed and honored that he asked me to to do that we could do that at the Comedy U shows, and that's why, one of the things that we really love about him is that no matter how big he gets, he still remembers his roots. He still comes out to our open mics when he can. He's getting on stage, trying out material, which is, something that even, you have a lot of comics that are, been doing it for a while, that even they don't really come out and try out new material. They're not coming to the open mics as much. And, you see somebody, him blowing it up, but he still gets back in the gym and
Yeah, you got to try stuff out.
works on it. Yeah. That's scary. That's always scary. I know that, like, I'm at the mics every week. So I don't know. I scare myself sometimes. Like, I don't want to go up. I don't want to do anything new. But
there's a
part of
magic to
the
trying
process.
something new, because sometimes there's like something funny that you're like, oh, that's the part that gets a laugh, and then you just improv a little tag and you're like, oh, that's the funniest part, and then you're like, oh, I gotta write that down. Or you do something and you think it was great, and then you listen back or watch back and you're like, oh, my setup sucked. They had no idea what I was talking about before I hit them, and you don't know it till you do it, and you
Right.
and you watch back. That's the huge thing, watching it back. Which brings me to another thing. I always have my wife at my shows. She tapes my shows, and then I remember how you and your beautiful wife Kelly, she co-produces with you. So when I started producing shows, I made my wife co-producer, and then she got so much more into it. And then we do something we call headline hunting, because when we have shows at the Ice House, we book Nikki Glazer and Brad Williams and Dimitri Martin. We go out hunting together, and she's excited about the shows. And it's not like it's Scott's show, it's our show. And she has a little bit more ownership of it. And so I know it's wonderful for me. So can you tell me a little bit about producing with Kelly, who's awesome? Love you, Kelly.
Yeah, well, so it's, she really grabbed the Instagram by the handles for Comedy U, and that actually happened right during the pandemic in 2020. Is that when she started? She said, "You guys need to have an Instagram page." So she created that for us, and that really took its own life form for us. I mean, we don't have the biggest numbers, but we try to get some good engagement on there, and she's very dedicated. Anytime she's able to come to a show, to be able to take footage and share stuff on the stories. And one of the things that I've seen from her, from coming to the shows more frequently, whereas she didn't always make it out, is there is a little bit more of a mama hen type of feel towards the up and coming and the open mic comics, and really kind of understanding that world a little bit more than she did before. Because I met her when I was on tour with Augie T, and so she was seeing me performing on, at the time, the biggest stages, selling out shows with the best local comic that was, the most popular at the time. So she was always seeing, like, okay, this is a good polished show every single time. So when we would go to open mics, it was that raw, the untested material that you're seeing, or the new comics that don't necessarily know what they're doing, or people that just get up and say whatever they want to say because they just want to be edgelords.
It's like
And
therapy
so,
for some people.
yeah, so, some of the stuff is very dark and disturbing, and that's what open mic can be, and what it is. I mean, that's the place to explore that stuff, because you never, like you said, you never know what's going to work and what isn't going to work. But from going from these really good polished shows to that is a complete culture shock. And then once she started co-producing shows with me, and then going to the mics on a regular basis and seeing, okay, how the process is, and seeing comics really start to develop along their path of, self-improvement and really developing a like their first 5 minute set. That's where she's kind of had got her, as I call it, the mama hen, comedy mama for a lot of the comics, where she really felt like, okay, these are kind of her children too, in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I she's awesome, and I got to say, it's my wife likes it on a whole nother level now too. She gets it. She gets the business. She just understands it, and she loves it. And we just love comedians in general. We're all like lone wolves, but we get together like as a pack.
Right, right.
So here's another question I have for you. Since like I'm coming out to Hawaii, I know you get a lot of people from out of town. What advice would you give people of what's a good submission and a good email, and what's like an instant red flag for you? Like what's a smart move that people reaching out should know, because you don't know till you're getting them, and then when you get them, you see how it looks. I remember how I started getting them, and I'm like, I don't know you, foo, or it's just like you know what I mean, or they send me some things and it's like, eh. So
Yeah.
what's your advice on submitting and the follow up emails?
Well, first of all, don't name drop unless you actually have that person's permission to give you the referral, and you're better. You're also better off having that person refer them to me, making an introduction. A warm lead and a warm introduction is a lot better than a cold introduction.
Yeah.
Um, I've seen I've seen a lot of blanket emails from comedians saying, just sending their avails and like, oh yeah, I'm going to be traveling in your area from this day to this day on the road from these weeks, and so I'm going to be coming into your area at this, and it's like, no, you're not, because you're not you're talking about driving from one place to the other. Your Hawaii is going to be a destination that you're going to be coming to. It is
Right.
not on the
A
way from
casual
Topeka.
swing.
Yeah, you're not stopping through Topeka, Kansas on the way between Oklahoma and Denver. This is a destination, and if you don't necessarily have a following, and this is part where you need to get your own ego in check.
Right.
If you don't have a following and you're not able to completely sell out a show, if you come to Hawaii, you plan to do a tour of Hawaii. There's places that we can get you on stage. You need to approach it as you're coming here on vacation. I cannot pay for you to travel out here because I have to pay to live here. This is where I live.
Very
This is
expensive.
a very expensive place to be, period. So you come out here, you can work on building a following out here, but just because you have, several thousand followers on your social media is not going to translate to you are going to sell out a 100 room venue, and that people are going to know who you are. They might know who you are in the city that you're from, but out here, it's you're a foreigner basically.
Yeah.
Um, so it, I remember one email I got, and this is the one thing that I always find very funny is if a lot of times I'll feature or I'll headline somebody from a particular city, and I got a friend from Philadelphia, for example. He's been out here many times, and as soon as he shows up here, or like he starts posting like, oh, anything in his stories that he's here, I'll get like 10 million guys from his city hitting me
Yeah.
up. You really got to consider it like you're coming out here on a vacation. You can write it off on your taxes and everything, but network. This is an opportunity to network, get to meet
Right.
people, know people in the different scene. Because one of the cool things is that there's people out here that do comedy that are from all parts of the U.S. and even overseas. and you'll get to meet people. And you never know who you'll meet, who's going to be a good connection that you're going to make just from coming out here. I mean, it's the same thing in LA. You never know who you're going to meet at a show and where they're from and what opportunities could come from that. So just always kind of hold yourself in a professional manner. I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gotta be cool, man. I'm so excited to come out. Like, I'm looking at my trip out there like a great vacation. I also teach school, so I'm on my school break, and so I'm going to spend a week on Waikiki Beach. I can't wait to see who else is on the show because I got so many friends out there. I asked Ian to pop in later, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to come see your show when you're out there." I don't know if he's in it or he's going to be there, but it's just like, you know what? LA's a place where it can get kind of cold. It's like we're all swimming in a shark tank, kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit up there. But the Hawaiian people are just so nice. It's such a relax to just be around nice people. It's so cool. And I love the whole scene. I can't wait to see. I hope to catch some of like maybe the Mikes or other shows just because like I haven't seen Ian. I haven't seen Kenny. I haven't seen, I saw your set at the Ice House, but I haven't seen with Patrick. So I haven't seen some of these guys in like 3-4 years. So I'm curious to see where their comedy's at. How far they've developed. So I'm so psyched, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, well, we got to make sure that on the 30th, we do a show over at Anna O'Brien's because that's the Wednesday, and got to make sure that you hop on there as well.
Yes.
We have a specialty show that we do call it the Bucket Mike, which is hosted by Mike Rayo. Mike Rayo he's a regular opener for Tumua. He travels along with him a lot, and so we do kind of a local version of the Kill Tony show without the podcast, because there's been a lot of demand for that. People watch that and they want to see something like that out here, and the comics enjoy it too. So we do our own version like once a month. So I'll make sure that you get a spot on there that you can play your guitar and maybe do something.
Then get ripped up by the panel, right?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, this is Jose Dynamite. Bullet points.
All right. Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Moved to Hawaii when I was 18 to attend Chaminade University. Started stand-up comedy the very first time my senior year in college in 1999. I officially started in 2004, so I've been doing this for almost 21 years. Producer, father of 3, grandfather of 2, and a hockey player and hockey referee. I'm talking about ice hockey in Hawaii.
Jose Dynamite, bullet points. All right, guys, now it's your favorite time. It's time to play Quizoom Lagoon. Now's the time when I ask questions to you. Yes, I do. All right, Jose. Well, since we needed somebody to play against you, we're bringing in. Last time I played the Blue Note, the host of the show had 10 different killer outfits. It was Jhonny Rocks Hollywood. Welcome to the podcast. Oh, he's with a fresh hit of something. What are you vaping or should we
He's looking like the volcano over there. What's going on?
I didn't think the intro was gonna come that fast. How you doing? Aloha, everybody. How's it?
Oh, it's going good, man. It's good to see you. It's been a minute.
Scott. Yeah, I remember you very fondly.
That was such a great night. Adam Sandler's nephew. And it was all musical comedy.
Yeah.
And Jose and Kelly produced it. It was a fantastic night.
They're a dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo. Okay, guys. It's time to play Quizoom Lagoon. Here are your categories. Jose's Dynamite. That's nuts. Blue. Hawaii. Hawaiian. The price is correct, or finish the lyric Jose Dynamite, your choice first. What category would you like?
Let's go with That's Nuts.
That's nuts. Okay, here we go. Macadamia nuts are actually grown a lot in Hawaii because of the really rich volcanic soil. But where do macadamia nuts come from? Oh, by the way, before you answer, no Googling, guys. Okay, if you get it correct with no hints, you get 2 points. If you need a hint, you can get a hint and go for 1 point, a too much reverb hint. And if the person doesn't get the answer right, the other person has a chance to steal for 1 point. So 2 points with no hint, 1 point with a hint, and you could ask for a hint on every question you like. And if the person does not get it right, the other person can steal for 1 point. Jose, where do macadamia nuts come from?
Oh wow, this is a tough one. I'm just gonna go on a guess and say Indonesia. Oh,
Jhonny for a steal. You can get 1 point, Jhonny.
Is it supposed to be another part of Hawaii or another part of the world? I'm confused by that.
Well, is that your guess?
If I had to guess Hawaii, I'm going to say Big Island.
It's Australia. But the volcanic soil makes it just, it's an optimal growing thing. Okay, so no points there. So now, Jhonny, pick a category. We got Jose's Dynamite. That nuts has been taken. Blue, Hawaii, Hawaiian. The price is correct. Or finish the lyric. What do you choose, Jhonny?
Oh, let's have fun with Jose. Maybe he'll get the question if I miss it.
Okay, this is a famous Jose. Jhonny, he's from Puerto Rico. He has hits with a cover of Light My Fire by The Doors. And his most famous song is the Christmas classic, Feliz Navidad. It's Jose.
Jose Feliciano.
Jose Feliciano is correct for 2 points. 2 points for Jhonny. Okay, cutting over to Jose. Here's what we have left. By the way, Jose looks really serious now that there's points on the board. His whole face is different.
I knew the answer to that one. That's why I'm like, I knew that.
Oh, okay, here we go. Dynamite.
Jose face.
So we got Dynamite, Blue, Hawaii, Hawaiian. The price is correct, or finish the lyric.
All right, let's go with Hawaii since we live in Hawaii.
Hawaii. Okay, the Kona Coast of the Big Island is the only major production place of this in the USA. What is major?
Coffee.
Coffee is correct. Kona coffee. Delicious. Okay, Jhonny, here we go. So we got Hawaii, we got Dynamite, Blue, Hawaiian. Price is correct, or finish the lyric.
The price is correct.
Price is correct. Okay. All right. Dynamite. Every time I think of Jose Dynamite, it reminds me of J.J. Walker from Good Times. Dynamite. He had his little catchphrase. So this is on Amazon. The Good Times Jimmy Walker Dynamite t-shirt, size large, because if it's past size large, it costs more. But the size large, what would you guess? $19.99, $21.99, $15.99, or $99.99? You could also get a hint. Get a hint.
Yeah, what's the hint?
I can drink now.
Okay, I was gonna say it's $21.99 anyway because I shop on Amazon every day, and if it's not from the studio, it's not gonna be very much because it's not original. So $21.99.
All right. Well, I dropped the hint, so you got 1 point. So it's Jose 2, Jhonny 3. But good guess. But hey, for us big guys, size 2X and up is like $26.99.
Oh, man.
Sizeism. Okay, anyways. I guess it's more cotton. What are you going to do? Okay, here we go. So here's what's left, John. Jose, we got Dynamite, Blue, Hawaiian, and finish the lyric.
Let's go with blue.
Here's your question. Blue Hawaii, the movie, came out in 1956, 1961, or 1965?
I'm going to say 1965. And I'd be wrong.
Jhonny for the steal. 1956 or 1961?
Oh, me. Blue Hawaii?
Yeah. 1956 or 1961?
I'll say 61.
That would be correct. 1 point for Jhonny, 4-2. Okay, here we go. By the way, Jose not happy with that. I can see it.
I'm gonna go with
Dynamite. There's Dynamite, Hawaiian, or finish the lyric. What do you think, Jhonny?
Dynamite again.
Dynamite. Dynamite. Okay. Who invented dynamite? It was the Swedish chemist engineer he was in northern Germany, and in 1867 he invented dynamite.
Jimmy Walker. I have no idea.
Okay, Jose, you can get a hint too.
I will take the hint because I have no clue.
Fill in. It's a too much reverb hint. Fill in the blank. The blank Peace Prize.
Nobel?
Nobel, Alfred Nobel. So boom, there you go. 1 point for Jose. It's now 3-4. It's still a game. Still a game, people. Here we go. We got Hawaiian and finish the lyric.
Let's finish the lyric.
All right, here we go. Finish this Elvis lyric. I and you, or night and you, and Blue Hawaii. The night is heavenly, and you are blank to me. I, night and you, are in Blue Hawaii. The night is heavenly, and you are beep to me.
Lovely.
Jhonny, what's your guess?
Oh, it's me?
Is it
I thought it was
Jhonny?
me. I thought it was me.
Oh, Jose, wait, who just got the
It's
point?
Jose.
Oh, it's Jose's turn?
just gave an
Okay,
answer.
Jose's turn. You can get a hint.
I'm guessing lovely. Oh,
For the steal, Jhonny.
I'm not stealing a damn thing. I've never heard this song in my life.
Well, you could get a hint.
All right, give me the hint.
Not hell.
Heaven.
Heaven. You are heaven to me, Jhonny. 5 points. Jose 3. Let's see. There's one more point. Let's see. We did them all? Oh,
Okay,
no, we did Hawaiian. Hawaiian.
Okay,
We got
how about
Hawaiian.
Okay, I have an idea. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. This is tie or die for Jose here. I'm going to read a question. If you know the answer, shout it out. Whoever shouts it out first gets 2 points, which would make it a tie, and you both get a prize. And if Jhonny gets it, Jhonny wins. Here we go. Hawaiian. Peter Gene Hernandez is the real name of this
Bruno
Hawaiian.
Mars.
Bruno Mars. It's a tie game. You guys both get prizes. And what do you win? I'll bring it with me to Hawaii because you're both getting
Ooh.
Elvis sunglasses.
Oh man, I've always wanted those.
Everybody wants it. Everybody needs it.
There's no loser.
Elvis sunglasses.
Now I can look like Peter Hernandez.
All right. Thank you, Jhonny, for popping in. Let's give Jhonny a big round of applause. Come on.
Appreciate you. Thank you for calling me. I appreciate you. I love you
Hey, man, I'll
guys.
see you when we're out in Hawaii.
I can't wait to see you again, Scott.
Thanks,
I'll see you
bud.
later, Jose.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. Now we're back. Oh yes, we had a good time on Quizoom Lagoon. That was fun. That was fun having Jhonny pop in, right?
That was great. Yeah, man. I feel like I learned a lot about Elvis and your love for Elvis.
Seriously, man. Like that was a big movie for me. My dad on the beanbags watched it. Oh, so cool. And then we both just like we went boogie boarding out there all the time and snorkeling. And so I went there a lot as a kid. So coming out there for the shows is the first time coming out there as an adult, and I just love it. I can't wait to
Yeah,
be on Waikiki Beach with some pineapple ice cream sherbet in my hand and just be like and
there
do
you
all that
go.
fun stuff.
Yeah,
But now I got
we
a
can't wait to
question.
have you there. Yeah, we can't wait to have you on at the end of the month, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm psyched, bro. Here and now I got a question for you. All right. This is a section called What You Binging. I'll go first. I just binged out Penguin, the series on HBO Max. Unbelievable. The transformation of the actors was just insane. It was fantastic. I loved it. And then that's the TV show I binged. And then my wife and I were just couldn't find anything to watch. We just binged all the Madagascar movies.
Oh, that's great.
And the one with Europe had Martin Short as the seal. Oh my God, he just even as a seal he steals the show.
Oh,
So what do
that's
you
I haven't
binging?
seen that one. Well,
Oh,
right, actually, right now, I'm not really binging a whole lot. I uh, Before I was binging just on watching a lot of hockey until the Stanley Cup finished up. But basically, the last month of uh, the end of April through beginning of June, I was watching almost every single game that I could possibly watch. So right now, I'm kind of a bit on a hiatus from a lot of anything TV. So I did watch the Penguin when it first came out. Colin Farrell did a
oh,
fantastic job. Like I didn't even recognize him as as Colin Farrell. The makeup was just phenomenal, and his
voice,
acting
everything. Yeah.
just yeah, it was disturbingly good how good that series was, and I can't wait till they come out with the next one. I know that the new Squid Games just came out season three, so I know Kelly and I are planning to watch that. So hopefully we'll find some time to actually binge watch that.
And that's what you binging. All right. So now is something I call crafty. All right, crafty. Here's my backstage look. Okay, so here's a question for you. How does like say the last big joke you wrote? What's your process on writing a joke? Or like your
Um,
last joke? Doesn't have to be every joke.
so, the process of writing for me is I need to literally just sit down and just write things out, just write ideas down, and I have to go through the motions of forcing myself to just put pen and paper together and just toss ideas down. And a lot of times it's not even coming up with things that are funny. It's just coming up with ideas and just doing word associations and just trying to find some sentences of something on that topic. And then usually what I'll do is I'll put together like a list, like a top 10 list of something and try and find a way to like, okay, how do I find compare and contrast, make it sound a little bit
Yeah, yeah.
absurd, and then I'll go to the open mic. Maybe I'll say those things and see if any of that is kind of if it is funny at all. If it gets any
Yeah.
laughs, then okay, I'll go with it from there. Sometimes I'll have things in my real life that just sort of happen. And that's always the best is when you're able to experience something that happens or something that you deal with that, or even like a conversation I have with Kelly. And I think that's where a lot of the best comedy for me comes from is anything that I experience with her and she'll talk me through it and she'll say, "Oh, this is a good idea for a joke," and then she'll long-windedly tell me the joke, and then I find a way. Okay, let me kind of sort of edit it down into something sort of funny. So, like one of the
Kelly,
things that we
riffs.
yeah. So one of the things that we do talk about, like I talk about my cat a lot, and we just got a robot kitty litter not too long ago, and so there's a joke that I have on there because it's we saved up a lot of money. We saved up almost $1,000 just so we can buy this thing, and this was like our Mother's Day and Father's Day gift to each other, which is just kitty litter. But it's attached to an app on your phone. And because we have 4 cats, the way that it works is it can tell you which cat is using the bathroom at that time. And the only way that it can do that is it actually weighs when a cat goes in there. And that's how you can differentiate. So she'll be at work and she'll get a notification that the cat's using the bathroom. She'll call me up like, who's using the kitty litter? Tell me who's using it. So like I have to tell her which cat, so she assigns which one is in it. So she gets really excited when everyone goes in there. But it's amazing because it's like that's how it tells who's in there, is how much it weighs. I personally would hate to use the bathroom and sitting on the toilet and then there's an app that says how much you weigh, like I don't want anyone to know that. Yeah, exactly. Or the litter, it has a QR code on the bottom, like after you empty it out, that tells you how full this little hopper is, when it fills up with the cat's litter, and I'll say, oh, it's 75% full. You need to change it. I don't want having an app for me. And Kelly's like, nope, Jose, you are looks like you're 95% full of shit.
Or it's like, you sit down and then you realize you just shit out 5 pounds.
Yeah,
you know
exactly
how much you pooped. Oh, I know. How much did you poop? I bet like 8 ounces. It was pretty.
Yeah. I got proof right here.
It was a quarter pounder.
Exactly.
It was a Big Mac and a quarter pounder.
Exactly.
I'm a little constipated. It was just chicken nuggets. That's great, man. So that was crafty. Now it's time for Motto Grotto. Motto Grotto, Motto Grotto. This is the Motto Grotto. All right, we're here at Motto Grotto. My motto for today, I got it online. It's better an oops than a what if. Don't be afraid to fail, because at least you're trying. I tell that a lot to my students. Like, say I substitute teach and I'll do a different subject. Like in math, some kids just don't even try. But sometimes if they try the problem, I can see where they're messing up and go, oh, this one part was why you're messing it up. Like, just, don't forget this one step. Oh, but I wouldn't know if they just don't try. So just not trying anything is no excuse. It's kind of lame. It's better to make an oops than to what if.
That's a good one. I like that. It's better to make an oops than a what if.
Yeah. Better an oops than a what if.
Better an oops than a what if. Yeah, you don't want to live your life with regret, like, because you never tried. You never adventured off and did something. You never get out. The only way you can truly grow is to get outside of your comfort zone. I like that.
So what is your motto?
So I don't really have a motto, but I do have a saying that I remember I was taught by my old history teacher in high school, Wayne McKim, and it is better to be pissed off than to be pissed on.
That's right. You don't want to get pissed on, man. My grandma used to say, don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. Classic. That was Motto Grotto. Motto Grotto, Motto Grotto. This is the Motto Grotto. All right. Hey, let's hear it for Jose Dynamite.
Hey, what's up? Let's see that shaka. See that shaka. There we go. Boom. That's how we do it out here.
I can't wait. We'll see you in Hawaii. I'll be out there the 29th through the 1st. Have a show on the 20th through the 1st, but I have a show with you on the 29th. And then I guess on the 30th, we'll be at
on Anna the 30th, you'll be at Anna's. Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to be there?
We'll see. Everyone. Why not?
Let's make it a party.
The entire population of Oahu will be at Anna O'Brien's. We'll have 1 million people inside there.
or at least the whole comedy scene. I love to see all the people I met at the festival. So shout out to all those people. So many funny people, man. I really respect you guys, and I can't wait to see you. All right. Thank you, Jose. All right. Thank you for watching Zoom Lagoon. We got a great episode. Next episode, we got Scott Neary from Booby Trap. He's amazing. It was the #1 variety show in Los Angeles, and it's coming back. All right, guys, real quick shout out. The second Saturday of every month, it's Scott Blugrind and friends in North Hollywood at the Good Night. The third Friday of every month, it's the Hollywood Improv with Samantha Hale and Horror Nerd. Tuesday, July 29th, I'll be in Hawaii, Waikiki, baby, at the Blue Note with Comedy U. August 16th and 17th, that's a Saturday and Sunday, I'll be at the Midsummer Scream at the Long Beach Convention Center. 2 shows a day. I'm really looking forward to it. And then we're back, by popular demand, we're back at the Ice House Saturday, September 20th for another all-star Scott Blugrind and Friends. Tickets for all available at scottblugrind.com. And shout out to our sponsor. Yes, you do need Comedy U swag. And don't forget to use Zoom Lagoon and get 10% off for reals. For reals. We want to thank our sponsor, Fans Idea. Go online to fansidea.com and save 10% with code Zoom Lagoon. All lowercase, no space. Make yourself a custom baseball, football, hockey, soccer, basketball, t-shirts, shorts, hats, hoodies, sweatshirts, everything you want. I even made myself a Letterman jacket. We wear this stuff all the time. That's why we're proud to be sponsored by Fans Idea. All right, everybody. I just wanted to say, what was I going to say? Thanks for watching Zoom Lagoon, sucker! Zoom, 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 Lagoon. See you next week. Bye.